In the world of business, success is never guaranteed. Even the most iconic and successful companies can face hardship, scandal, or bankruptcy. Sometimes, these companies manage to bounce back and thrive again. Other times, they disappear forever, leaving behind a legacy of failure and loss. In this video, we will explore some of the largest, most expensive, and most luxurious companies that went bankrupt in the past decades. We will look at the reasons behind their downfall, the impact on their employees, customers, and investors, and the lessons we can learn from their mistakes. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content. One of the biggest companies that went bankrupt in 2023 was Silicon Valley Bank, a leading provider of banking and financial services to technology and innovation companies. The bank had over $100 billion in assets and more than 2,000 employees worldwide. It was known for its expertise in venture capital, private equity, and mergers and acquisitions. However, the bank faced a series of challenges that led to its collapse. First, it suffered huge losses from its exposure to risky loans and investments in startups that failed or were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Second, it faced a massive cyber attack that compromised its data and systems, resulting in lawsuits and regulatory fines. Third, it faced a liquidity crisis as its depositors withdrew their funds and its creditors demanded repayment. Unable to raise enough capital or find a buyer, the bank filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on March 10, 2023. The bankruptcy was one of the largest in U.S. history and had a ripple effect on the tech industry, as many of its clients lost access to funding and banking services. Another company that went bankrupt in 2023 was Signature Bank, a luxury bank that catered to high net worth individuals and celebrities. The bank had over $50 billion in assets and more than 1,000 employees across the U.S. It offered personalized services such as private jets, yachts, concierge, and security to its clients. It also sponsored major events such as the Oscars, the Grammys, and the Super Bowl. However, the bank's lavish spending and risky lending practices caught up with it. The bank was involved in several scandals involving fraud, money laundering, tax evasion, and insider trading. It also faced lawsuits from its clients who accused it of mismanaging their funds or charging them exorbitant fees. The bank's reputation and profitability suffered as a result. Facing mounting debts and regulatory scrutiny, the bank filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on March 12, 2023. The bankruptcy was a shock to the financial world and a blow to the elite clientele who relied on the bank's services. One of the most famous cases of corporate bankruptcy is that of Lehman Brothers, the fourth largest investment bank in the U.S. at the time. Lehman Brothers was founded in 1850 and grew to become a global financial powerhouse, with more than 25,000 employees and $600 billion in assets. However, in 2008, Lehman Brothers faced a liquidity crisis as a result of its heavy involvement in the subprime mortgage market, which collapsed during the global financial crisis. Lehman Brothers tried to find a buyer or a bailout from the government, but failed to secure either. On September 15, 2008, Lehman Brothers filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, the largest bankruptcy filing in U.S. history. The collapse of Lehman Brothers triggered a panic in the financial markets and contributed to the worst economic recession since the Great Depression. Another example of an expensive company that went bankrupt is Toys R Us, the largest toy retailer in the world. Toys R Us was founded in 1948 and grew to dominate the toy industry, with more than 1,600 stores in 38 countries. and $11 billion in annual revenue. Toys R Us was known for its wide selection of toys, games, and children's products, as well as its mascot Jeffrey the Giraffe. However, Toys R Us also faced several problems over the years, such as declining sales, rising debt, online competition from Amazon and Walmart, and changing consumer preferences. In 2017, Toys R Us filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in an attempt to restructure its debt and revive its business. However, the company failed to turn around its performance and decided to liquidate its assets and close all of its stores in 2018. Toys R Us left behind a legacy of nostalgia and disappointment for millions of customers and employees. Pan Am was the world's most prominent airline. Founded in 1927 by Warren Tripp, Pan Am pioneered international air travel with its iconic blue and white logo, its glamorous flight attendants, and its luxurious aircraft such as the Boeing 747 and the Concorde. Pan Am also played a significant role in history, such as transporting President Roosevelt to the Casablanca Conference in 1943, delivering the Beatles to America in 1964, and rescuing American hostages from Iran in 1980. By 1968, Pan Am had a fleet of 153 jets that flew to 86 countries and carried 11 million passengers. However, Pan Am's glory days were soon over, as it faced several challenges that crippled its operations and finances. First, Pan Am was hit by the oil crisis of 1973 that increased its fuel costs and reduced its demand. Second, Pan Am was affected by the deregulation of the airline industry in 1978 that increased its competition from low-cost carriers and foreign airlines. Third, Pan Am was targeted by terrorists who bombed its flights in 1986 and 1988, killing hundreds of passengers and crew members. Fourth, Pan Am suffered from poor management decisions that resulted in overexpansion, debt accumulation, labor disputes, and customer dissatisfaction. Pan Am filed for bankruptcy in 1991 after losing billions of dollars and selling most of its assets. Pan Am ceased operations in 1991 after failing to find a buyer or a merger partner. Pan Am's story shows us how a company can achieve remarkable success by being innovative, visionary, and adventurous, but also how it can lose its edge by being complacent, rigid, and reckless. Pan Am's story also teaches us the importance of managing external factors, such as economic conditions, regulatory changes, and security threats, as well as internal factors, such as cost efficiency, competitive advantage, and customer satisfaction. While we've delved into the stories of Lehman Brothers and Pan Am in this video, it's essential to recognize that there are numerous other companies that have faced similar fates. Some notable examples include Enron, Radio Shack, Compaq Computers, Sears, JCPenney, GameStop, Barney's New York, and Blockbuster, the once ubiquitous video rental chain that couldn't adapt to the digital age and went bankrupt in 2010. Additionally, there's Kodak, a photography giant that failed to embrace digital imaging and filed for bankruptcy in 2012. These companies, though not explored in depth here, offer additional lessons on the dynamic and unforgiving nature of the business world. These are just some of the examples of large, expensive, and luxurious companies that went bankrupt in the past decade. Their stories show us that no matter how big or successful a company is, it can still fail if it does not adapt to changing market conditions, manage its risks, or control its costs. Their stories also show us the impact of bankruptcy on various stakeholders, such as employees, customers, investors, creditors, suppliers, and communities. Their stories also show us the opportunities for innovation, transformation, or recovery that bankruptcy can create for some companies or new entrants. Their stories are a reminder that in business, nothing is certain and everything is possible. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. We would love to hear from you. See you next time.